And I'm talking about Alex. We should have taken note long ago, and maybe we could have prevented Trayvon and Morrison. And I'll even go further. In Louisiana, it was a young exchange student that was killed a few years ago that was covered under the Castle Doctrine. Morrison died because of Castle Doctrine, a law that was passed here not too long ago. I'm almost 70 years old, and I've been standing my ground every damn day. We don't need a law to stand our ground. We need to understand what our rights are and when they are being trampled upon, and have the courage to step forward and take action by any means necessary. When I think of how in the 70s and early 80s at the South Madison Neighborhood Center, when they were talking about trying youth as adults, I fought that, but didn't have too many allies. But I realized at that time that this would only affect the young people, mostly in the challenged neighborhoods. But we let it slide. We have to become active in the politics of what happens, not only locally, but nationwide. When we can connect the dots and understand the why and the how. Why did these laws happen? Because there are those who care nothing about people on the lower end of the economic scale. And they advocate for these laws to affect them, to get them on paper, where they can become slave labor through the prisons. They affect them by not giving them a chance to live and lead a productive life. Growing up in Mississippi, I had a problem with that preamble, where we hear people say we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they're endowed with certain unalienable rights, among those life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That laws are created to protect those rights. So we have people that's supposed to be protecting us, and they're the ones that are keeping us down and putting our lives in jeopardy. And we can only blame ourselves in part for allowing this to happen. That's the why. It happened because we were asleep at the switch when these other bullshit laws were passed. A few weeks ago, 39 young people were killed in Chicago. And it happens regular in the inner cities. But we didn't see much media about that because it was black on black. But those lives were just as important as any life. So we have to look at the real picture here. Do we want to fight to protect our youth? Or do we want to go along to get along and let this bullshit happen year after year?
No!
We are the change that we seek. Today is tomorrow for the youth. And it's up to us to take a stand. So remember, those people who push for these extreme laws, those people who advocate for privatization of prisons and education are the same people that pushes for these extreme laws. It was Alex and the NRA that pushed for the law to stand your own ground. It was the same people who pushed for the castle doctrine. So it's time for us now to get Alex out of the government. Thank you, and I hope when you go from here, you'll remember, connect the dots, look at what's been happening over the years, and you will understand why we are in the position we're in. Thank you.